Hi, this is JP Morgan. Today on the Sidelines, we're going to take a look at how gimbals are slowly replacing sliders, jib arms, and dollies as a cinematic tool to get great motion shots when you're on set. So we're going to take a look at 8 cinematic style shots that are great for your narrative or for your doc style work, and just see how we can accomplish these with the gimbal. Is the gimbal perfect for each one of these shots? No, not necessarily, but you can get a great shot with the gimbal, and you can get this all into one package that is fast to use, inexpensive to get a hold of, and just makes for easy run and gun kind of shooting. A special shout out to Tilta and the Gravity G2. We've got the Nucleus-Nano on it, which is a follow focus, which really makes this more of a cinematic tool than it has ever been before. Gimbals need the ability to pull the focus, so you don't have to shoot at f8 or f11. You can shoot wide open, pull the focus, and allow yourself to move around your subject, walk with your subject. It's just a great way to work that has a much nicer cinematic look. We've got Nicole Guibord here with us today. She's our talent. She's going to be our gangster here in the alley. Give us some great shots we shoot here today. So let's get started. Let's look at those 8 cinematic gimbal moves, one at a time. The first cinematic move with the gimbal is the 360 move. Everyone's seen this. They know exactly what it is. This is not unique, but the ability to have a shallower depth of field and to pull your focus makes it a lot more interesting and usable as a cinematic tool. It's a great way to introduce your character, introduce the situation they're in. It's a great way to pull back and to circle them and to show the danger they're in. Or, you see, I just killed all these people all around me, you know, what did I do, you know? Or, I mean, just so many ways you can use this 360. It's a little unsettling because the actor is looking and you're absorbing the entire scene, but it's a great way to introduce a character or something interesting in your frame, so try a 360. Number 2, just following your actor. This was first done by Scorsese and Goodfellas, following the actor out of the car, across the street, down the hallway, into his table in the restaurant. It's a great way to enter into the actor's world, to see the things that are going on around them, see the things passing. It's an excellent way to get long, continuous shots, very interesting shots, and establish the area and the person, the characters, and the personalities. Just an excellent tool to do that, following our actor. The next gimbal setup is leading your actor. This is very different from following your actor. This is a lot more intimate sense about who they are, what they're thinking, what they're facing. A lot of times this can be done in slow motion, so you can get this sense of they're moving to this next place in their life, the next thing they have to overcome, or the sense of what are they thinking, what's going on in their mind, what are they anticipating. It gives you the ability to study your actor as they're moving to the next place in the scene or the next thing they've got to overcome. We're going to use our gimbal to get a jib shot, which is a great cinematic move. We're going to start low and we're going to come up into a high angle. It's a way to introduce something about your character, an item they have, something that's going on. It's also a way to show kind of the scope of who they are and kind of how they're lost in this world, the things that they have to fight to overcome. Just a great, great move. Feels very cinematic. It feels like the kind of things you see in movies. It'll help your doc style stuff in your narrative work a lot to use a jib shot. Even though your gimbal is really not made to be a slider, it is interesting how you can get these kind of panning shots that give you just a really nice slider move across the machine gun, looking from left to right, from right to left. I mean, they're just very simple to do. Trust it, it's not as good as if you put a slider out and really work a slider. It just isn't, but for the cost and the speed of it, it makes a pretty decent slider shot and a great cinema look. A really standard move in any kind of cinema work is you push in on your actor to give that emphasis of they're shocked or they have something that they just revealed, or you want to give a sense of what's going on. That push in with the camera becomes a very startling moment, and whatever you show in that frame is going to have a lot of weight in the viewer's eyes. Hey, no one under 21. You can do a quick pull out with a gimbal and it reveals something like the gun in her hand. It reveals something to the viewer that they weren't expecting, and it comes out of nowhere. It's like a handheld shot, but it's not handheld, and it looks a lot more fluid, and it's a lot easier to set up than a big slider. An underslung shot with a gimbal is a great way to track your subject matter and to show either like the gun in the hand, like they're walking to do something. You start to wonder where they're going, what are they doing. You can get down low and watch their feet coming towards you. You can get down low and watch them going away from you, or just go from the side as you're following them along the side. Andy did that with the Tommy gun as you're going along the side. Just a great way to give you a motion transition shot that allows you to say, okay, our scene's moving from one place to the next and something's about to happen. A parallax move is one of my favorite moves in any camera setup. It's the ability to move the camera and to see the background and the foreground moving at different paces, so they're crossing each other at different speeds. It just looks fabulous. It's a great way to separate your talent out of the background. It just gives you great emphasis on your talent and incredible motion in the background. It's a very cinematic move and easy to get on the gimbal. So there's an extra move called the Woodpecker. JP Morgan's specialty, the Woodpecker. Andy says it sounds like a cross between Larry from the Three Stooges and Bruce Lee. So it's the Bruce Lee, Larry from the Three Stooges, Woodpecker move by JP Morgan. So there you have it, a look at cinematic moves using your gimbal. Really, I think what pushes a gimbal into a cinematic tool is when you can use a focus, the ability to follow focus, but with a very shallow depth of field. Using a follow focus really makes a huge difference. I think that really is what, for me, makes this so much easier to use, because I can get my shot, quickly adjust my focus, shoot away. That moved this tool into a category where it becomes quick on set. It's a very great run and gun tool. So we didn't even get into racking focus and changing focus in the shot, which is a whole nother layer that makes this tool even more cinematic as you use it. So I would practice that, play with that. We're using the Nucleus-Nano, which is a new wireless follow focus by Tilta. You can pull this off, someone else can pull focus for you away from the camera, but it's just an easy thing to be able to use. You can switch sides with it, strap it on, lock it down, and you're ready to follow focus. It's pretty simple and easy to use on this G2, Gravity G2 from Tilta. So make sure you subscribe to the Slanted Lens. Why should they subscribe to the Slanted Lens, Nicole?
Because you'll learn everything, even quantum physics.
Even quantum physics, like that's it. Next week our lesson is going to be quantum physics. The quantum physics of the interlacing of the frames in regard to the shutter speed of the motion of the camera as you click and push and shoot. That'll be our lesson next week, quantum physics and the camera. So remember, keep those cameras rolling.
And keep on clicking.